Here are over 50 altcoin price predictions for the upcoming bull run. I wanted to make this video to give you a good indication from the current prices on where most of our favorite projects can really truly go. So as you might imagine, 50 altcoins. If I spent 30 seconds or a minute on each of these, the video would be going on for basically close to an hour, if not half an hour, okay? So I'm going to do my best to run through this as fast as possible, rank these. Now, if you're asking yourself, Kyron, why are you ranking these? How are you ranking these? What gives, right? Because again, even a single price prediction on a single coin is pretty much impossible. First of all, I want to say I'm using data. You guys can't see this sheet right now. This is the price prediction forecast. We have over 120 altcoins on this sheet available in the private community. Of course, the links will be down below. Level 1 and above has access to this sheet and also this sheet here, which again, you can't see, but this is where all of the information is pulled in. We use data. We don't bother with just my personal opinions. That goes into these predictions. Of course, data can't predict what's going to happen based on how big a project like Render is, because it's both DeepIn and AI. So there might be projects in similar market cap sizes. One might be a 10x, one might be a 20x, but that's because it's a mix between what the price prediction sheet and data has said and also what I think the projects will do, again, based really trying to do this objectively speaking, so without any of my personal input or biases in terms of what might be popular in the bull run. AI, DeepIn, interoperability, Oracle, gaming, these are the top narratives, okay? Again, this is actually all mentioned in this particular sheet that I just showed you moments ago. I've got here, right, my subjective sheet. You guys have seen this before. It's all available in the private community. You know what to do. So before I begin, I want to say, guys, a lot of work goes into this. Like, really, I spent many hours coming up and reanalyzing each of these coins and their price predictions, checking through vesting schedules, checking through the whole lot to give you these predictions. So I would love if you hit a like on the video right now and subscribe, of course, so you can achieve all your crypto goals this bull run. Let me begin by saying again, guys, price predictions are pretty much impossible. We use price predictions as a way to actually safely exit a coin. This gives us some perspective on when we should be looking to sell on the top side, again, because that's what you need to look at. Don't worry about waiting for Bitcoin to hit 150K and sell all your altcoins. These all move individually. If you have realistic sell levels, okay, what that means is you can just pretty much exit each coin as they pop up independently. They don't all go up with Bitcoin at the same time and all come down. Some might pop off and have their all-time highs before Bitcoin. Some might happen after. It's very normal. Again, look at individual altcoins. The way we're ranking this today is unsure. I'll 100% say, hey, I don't know where this coin can go. 5x, 10x, 20x, and 30x. Now, I've actually gone ahead and done a lot of analysis before this video was even recorded. So I pretty much have a price prediction for each of these. I'm not going to go over the price. Again, that's what people pay in the private community for. And this does change day by day, depending on the data. And again, I have my own inputs. I'm going to give at today's analysis where I think these can go to from today's prices. So these are today's prices, guys. In alphabetical order, Aerodrome, all the way down to, I believe, XRP. So you can have a quick look here at all of these and kind of screenshot this page if you possibly need to, because I don't want to hear people coming back in a month saying, hey, you said Filecoin's at 10x and now, you know, it's at like $10. How can Filecoin 10x at $10? It's because it's $4 right now, okay? So you have to understand that. With all that out the way, let's begin. So Aerodrome Finance. The way I think we're going to do this is either just give you the multiples I think it can actually achieve from today's price, which, if we scroll up, is currently at 86 cents. I think it can actually achieve a 17x, so it doesn't quite hit the 20x column. However, I think that it can. I want to make something very apparent, guys. I'm undershooting these a little bit. I'd rather be right in the sense the price actually hit these price targets or multiples from these levels than be way wrong. I'd rather actually you at least hit some of these levels. Again, none of this is financial advice, by the way. Then me say, hey, Aerodrome could theoretically 30x or more, and then you go and expect that, and then all of a sudden you're screwed over. Again, don't take any of this as financial advice, but I'm just trying to be realistic with this, okay? Aether, I think, can at 20x on the dot from this current price, which, by the way, is 7.5 cents. AKT is AI DeepIn, so I actually think this coin can hit a 19x, very close to a 20x, but again, a little bit conservative in this case. Now, the current market cap for this bad boy is 880 million. So again, like that kind of seems crazy, right? How can you pretty much 20x a coin at this market cap size? You have to understand what narratives is this project in? Guys, the coins that will do well, I've highlighted here, and also the 9s, even the 8s and the 7s will do well. Most of the coins will do well in this area, even if they don't have a very unique proposition or unique meme, as I mentioned here. Akash does, okay? It's a marketplace for GPU, compute, so on and so forth, all right? So it can help support large language models, AI systems, basically. So yes, there's high multiples to be made here, and as we'll talk about later, render as well. Now, Algorand's one of my kind of less bullish projects in this case. I actually think it'll go under a 10x, about a 9x or so. Again, it could do more, but it's a layer 1 Web3, Web 2 project rather. So it's not a Web 3 layer 1 coin like Nia, Solana, Cardano. Naturally, I believe for this bull run, it has less presence, it has less power. What about Arbitrum? Well, I actually think Arbitrum can about 18x or so. So just under the 20x mark. It's a layer 2, very powerful narrative, of course, and I think with the prevalence of Arbitrum Orbit, I believe it's called, it's a layer 3. It's going to see a lot of possible growth as well. ASI, Artificial Super Intelligence, currently the ticker is still FET. This coin I think will do very well. It's a higher market cap. It's 3 to 4 billion, I think, so much higher than these coins. And yeah, I think it can actually about 20 to 22x. Again, price prediction on the high side. You can't quite see this one. This is Arweave here. I think Arweave can about 25x. Again, this is the same sort of situation. It's AI, it's DeepIn. It's very similar to the likes of, storage. It's very similar to the likes of ICP, in some ways, Flux as well. What about AVAX? Well, this is a much larger altcoin, okay? With about 11 billion market cap. I still think it can do quite well, actually. I would guess on the top side, about a 14x or so. So up here, a 10x plus. Axelar is one of the coins I still hold myself. I think this can 21x, no problem. This is interoperability, so it does hit the interoperability narrative you can see up here as well. It's getting into tokenization, in my opinion, similar to Chainlink's CCIP in a way. And also, they recently created a very, complex, but yet simple to adopt bridge between different networks, allows a unification of TVL. Super impressive, and I think is undervalued right now. Beam, of course, is a gaming project. I think this can get very close to a 30x. I've actually marked it as a 29x. So hold true to my word. I'll put in a 20x plus, but I've got written down here 29x, okay? What about Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is about a 5x. Actually, really, it's probably going to be under a 5x, but I'll put it in this bottom category. Really, it should be, between a 2 to a 5x. But TensorTao, I think this can about 15x, largely because, in my opinion, I don't know a lot about it, and I'll happily admit that when I don't know a lot about a project. I think it's obviously an AI, it's in DeepIn, it's got these subnets, if you will, so you can create like a subnet of the tensor itself and run any sort of AI model on top of it. Pretty much a layer 1 blockchain, of course, but more focused towards AI. I love it. It's a great project, but again, probably a little bit ignorance on my part. It probably could do a lot more than a 15x, in my opinion. What about the Binance Smart Chain? I think it's right down here. It is an absolute crap coin, in my personal opinion. It's probably going to do well because a lot of crap coins are built on it. Therefore, it's just traffic. And it's, again, Binance's coin, so it's still probably going to make some multiples in this case. ADA, a little bit of a disappointment, I think, will be this bull run. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because I know a lot of you guys love ADA. I personally thought ADA could have done really well this cycle, and fingers crossed, I hope it does. But the signs so far are leading me to believe it won't, but it's still a Web 3 layer 1 coin. So in my opinion, it's still better off than a Web 2 layer 1 coin ranked down here. Again, we can compare this to the likes of Algorand and Casper and others, okay? Speaking of Casper, again, Web 2 layer 1 project, but I still think because the market cap's quite low, I think we're looking at about 11x or so from here. Again, I think the multiples are there. It's got a very strong community, so we'll hopefully see that do quite well itself. Celestia, this one might surprise you guys. I think it can do over a 20x, about a 22x on the high side, actually. Centrifuge is a real-world asset project. This one was one of the first real-world asset projects. This has been out since the last cycle, and they've got a very strong community behind them, and also they're on Polkadot. They benefit from a few different ecosystems as well. In my opinion, I think about a 19x, so just under the 20x area. Again, guys, I'm trying to be realistic. A lot of these coins could probably move up a notch or so. I just don't want any of you kind of using this as the gospel, which again, you shouldn't do because this is not financial advice. And this will likely change from when you watch it, because if Aether comes out with a really good upgrade, or for example, Celestia comes out with a really bad upgrade, this will promote or demote the coins, in my personal opinion. This is part of the fundamental objective analysis. So Link, I think, can actually 14x. So up here, probably even do more, to be honest with you. What about Atom? I think Atom will do around about a 12x, in my opinion. Again, it's a larger cap project. It is a very, very, very strong coin, in my opinion. But there has been some issues with it just kind of being mimetic for this bull run. Dogecoin, a little bit, I probably should be putting this in unsure, but I'm going to say between a 5 to a 10x. I've got it marked down as an 8x. I don't think Doge and maybe even Shiba will be that largest bull run for a meme coin. I think Pepe coin might be the next to the Doge for the bull run in terms of like everyone talks about it, maybe even WIF as well. ETH, of course, no more than a 5x in my personal opinion, maybe a 6x if we're lucky. The ETFs have been just approved at the last S1 filing, so fingers crossed for your ETH maxis that it all works out for you in the end. Again, we're all a community here. We're all trying to make money. So I'm not trying to kind of like screw someone over, if you will. Filecoin, this is a hard one because I think Filecoin has the capabilities to do very well. Yeah, so far, it's had a pretty strong bull run, but I'm going to say about a 9x on this. Again, I would probably chalk that up to a little bit of ignorance on my part. I think it can do more, but just trying to be more realistic in this case. Now, Flux, this one I think can 38x, and that's what I've marked it down as based on data and fundamentals. It's very similar to the likes of Arweave, ICP, but this one is arguably stronger in different areas than both of those two coins. Of course, objectively weaker in others as well, but I still think it's got strong capabilities. The market cap for this coin is very, very small. If we scroll down here to Flux, 200 mil market cap. This one's pumped up a little bit recently. It was down, I think, beneath 50 cents, and 67 cents is an absolute steal in my personal opinion. Gala, I think Gala can do about a 20x or so. This one was previously written off myself, but over time it's, I think, caught back up again and people have latched back on. There was a bit of drama around the coin, but it's good to see it bounce back because I know some of you guys have a lot of money tied into it. Goldfinch, 22x I've got down here, but that's on the low side. I think it can do a lot more than that. This is one of those coins that has a very interesting unlock schedule that might scare some of you, like Pythia, like Ondo, like Wormhole, like Layer Zero, all these new coins with low float. You hear these terms, low float, kind of high supply, right? So basically low float means it's currently a new coin and the amount of tokens that are out is very, very low, and there's a massive long vesting. There might be 90% of the tokens out and it's like, oh my God, the FDV is insanely high, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of nonsense. I've disproven this quite a lot. Guys, we're selling our coins in this case, not over here, not in 2027. So FDV doesn't mean jack S all, okay? We're selling our coins likely latest December of 2025. I'd even argue probably before Q3 or Q4 of 2025. So likely over here. Now, you have to also understand as well, so obviously there's not going to be a mass inflation or massive tokens dumped on the market. What you have to also understand as well is that it matters who has these tokens. If Pyth unlocked 10 billion tokens, if it had its max supply out tomorrow instantly and gave all the tokens to me, the price wouldn't move a single inch unless I sold those tokens on the open market. Otherwise, price wouldn't be impacted at all. Yes, the market cap would increase instantly because, of course, the way the algorithm works, it takes the average price on all of the public markets multiplied by the supply. If all those 10 billion tokens are out, that would be whatever the price is multiplied by 10 billion. Oh my God, the market cap's huge. But the market cap is a gauge into how much money is invested or circulating in the coin. And in this case, it doesn't actually mean it's more difficult to move the price of the project at all. I'm not the only YouTuber out here saying this stuff. Crypto Mason, a well-respected influencer, has been saying this for generations. Obviously not literally, but he knows what's up. And a lot of people still don't get their heads around this. If you're still confused, I know that was the crash course. Let me know below. I'd love to make more videos on this. So, with the rebel out the way, I think Goldfinch can do more multiples than that. People are just a bit discouraged because that seemingly high unlock is scaring people. HBAR, I've actually slightly demoted the multiples on this. I think I had $1.50 before. I'm going to put it at $1.20, which means it's about a 15x from today's price. Again, I'd like to be proved wrong. I'd like it to go higher. I'm being a bit more conservative here. I don't want people holding off for certain prices because I know some people will do that. HNT Helium, I think probably about a 13x. Again, I might be a little bit ignorant on this coin here. It's a DPIN project, focuses on also IoT at the moment, also mobile cellular access as well. So the potential here is insane. I just need to see more of it, more from it, if you will, and arguably do more research as well. IMX at 23x, I think, on this coin. Very, very strong project, I think, for the bull run for gaming. ICP is one of my all-time favorite coins. I think this coin will probably be at a 19x, so just under the 20x in this case. I think on the average side of life. IONET. This is a new coin. I'm doing more research on this and I'm starting to like it more and more. I think at 23x. Jasmy. This is kind of waking up this board and I'm really glad because I actually disproved it because the flywheel for it to actually be a viable business has, I think, a lot of kinks in it. A lot of it has to really take a while to boot up. Too much to talk about right now. I've made videos on this already myself. But the meme, I think, is very strong, which is why it's reacting very well to the bull run. I'm going to put this at about a 16x. Cadena, I also think will 16x as well. Casper, I think, will probably just from this price 10 to 15x in my opinion. Layer Zero, about a 20x up here. A competitor to Wormhole, I don't own Layer Zero, I own Wormhole, but it's a smaller market cap than Wormhole. The multiples might be there. But admittedly, Wormhole's had more time in the market, and I think that Wormhole might also be a stronger pick anyway, because it is more known. At least in my opinion, they're both high-quality coins. I've done a comparison on both of them. They pretty much win out, fair and square. I think a Layer Zero might edge ahead slightly in terms of technicals. What about Manta? I think Manta can about 27x from this point in time. Mina, I think it actually 37x. This coin is highly undervalued right now. I think people will wake up to it later on in the bull run. Even though ZKPs as a narrative aren't really performing that well, I actually deranked it from a 10 to a 9. Hopefully they can begin picking up as the market does as well. I think the stronger narratives are starting to take precedence at the moment, but as the market matures a bit more, we should see these begin to find some life. At least you'd like to hope so, right? Glimmer, I think, is about a 22x in my opinion. Again, strong coin, Polkadot ecosystem, EVM compatible, substrate building platform basically for these applications, and they've redone their website, which is really clean and makes a difference. Multiverse X, I don't know what is up with this coin. A lot of you also shared the same opinion as well. It's a Web3 layer 1, so it's a stronger layer 1 project naturally for this bull run, but it's just lacking something. Maybe it's the marketing. No one can put their finger on it, neither can I. It's just lacking, which is a big shame in my opinion. I think about a 14x for this coin. I hope it proves me wrong though. Neo, I think it's about a 13x in my opinion, just because I think this coin can go to about $80 to $90 on the very, very high side. Ondo, I think it's about a 16x. The data also does support this. Optimism is about a 14x, a layer 2 project as well. This Optimism Superchain is a layer 3, but it's kind of like a layer 3 that offers a very, how can I sort of say this? Like a very synergistic, I guess, and very optimized towards the OP token itself ecosystem. So they need the OP token to actually do governance, which is a very, very good utility mechanism in my opinion. So good for the price of Optimism. Fala, a dark horse of the bull run, I think, a 36x on the cards. AI, DPIN, account abstraction, oh my God. They do everything, right? They are the co-processor of blockchains, which means they pull apart all the really hard, heavy-hitting stuff, and they do it off-chain in a secure way. Gotta love the coin. DOT, I think, is a 12x, so kind of sits around next to Atom. Pith, I think, is going to be about a 30x, give or take, so right at the very top here. Again, this coin was recently at $1.20. If this coin was still $1.20, you guys would be saying, oh yeah, I think it'd be about a 9x from that point. You'd be saying, yeah, it'd easily be a 9x, right? But because it's come down so far and nothing's changed, in my opinion, people are going to be very misguided on this coin. Quant, I think, safely given an 11x, about a $900 token, is probably realistic in this case. Render is about a 22x because AI Deepin, this is one of the leaders in that area, of course. Solana, I think, is about a 4x. So again, it would really be under this level in my opinion. I hope it proves me wrong. I hope you guys make more money, but $600 average price sounds realistic to me. XLM, I think 10x is realistic. Again, it is a Web 2, pretty much layer 1 project. Also payments, not amazingly powerful of the bull run, but it is one of the most standout payment projects overall, like in general, okay? So that obviously will have some benefit as well. Wormhole, I think, can actually, and again, surprisingly here, about 25x. Again, compare this with the likes of Layer Zero. It's a little bit underneath that. Again, I think there's just more buzz around Wormhole, but again, I think they're much of a muchness in terms of technicals or fundamentals, should I say. XRP, I think XRP is, give or take, about a 5x. I don't think XRP will do more than that. I hope I'm wrong. I know some of you crazy psychos are saying $10,000 token, $1,000 token. Not this bull run, but I hope you make your money. And last we have Spectral, okay? Spectral is an AI project. This is a really interesting coin. It is not on CoinMarketCap, so we can't actually see it over here, which I think will actually impact its performance. So I'm waiting for it to get listed over here. It is on CoinGecko, but simply the way markets work, if people don't know about it, it's not going to do well. And a big part of it also is its presence on the ranking list, okay? So at the moment, I think I'm going to have to consider that basically, and I'd probably put it at about 15 to a 20x. So to be more conservative, I will throw it here, but I do think realistically it probably did more than a 20x. It's a very low market cap coin. It's a micro cap. It's like a 50 million market cap right now. Just needs to be listed on CoinMarketCap. So here are the rankings, guys. Screenshot this, do what you need to do. And this is valid pretty much from today. If you take this information on any further than that, that is up to you. Make sure you coincide the price on the day that you're watching this and the price it is now and work it out. But of course, if you want data-fueled predictions, which is basically what most of this was, of some of my input as well, non-financially, then you need to sign up to the private community down below. You just don't have access to this, guys. You have access to this entire sheet, okay? This is everything you possibly would ever need to succeed in crypto, okay? We have the 24-hour price change versus Bitcoin as well. We can really make some comparisons here in terms of overall strength of coins. Of course, the price prediction sheet, 120 price predictions built on data. We pretty much track all the narratives and the coin and the narratives relative to the market. We track each individual narrative itself in terms of performance. Have a look at the risk and tolerance levels. Exit calculator yourself, so you can have a look at the green, gray, and red zone, so you're selling safely as well. The gains calculator for this bull run and the next bull run, staking benefits, and also VCs to watch, as well as the full data sheet. Now, I get it, right? You probably couldn't see some of that, but again, it is for you down below. We're also doing a giveaway, $10,000 for 2 people. So we're doing $20,000 giveaway for the bull run. You have to be in the community. The rules are basically you have to be in there for at least 3 months. And then every month you're in, you get an additional ticket. So go ahead, join up. You might be the one that takes home the prize. Thank you all for watching. Take good care. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.